Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving straight into your source material, extracting the practical knowledge you need for, well, two pretty different arenas.
Hmm.
First, navigating a social setting, like ordering in a restaurant, with confidence. And second, understanding the bigger picture, the language around our global impact, specifically our carbon footprint.
That's right. And the sources we're looking at today, they really bridge that gap. You get this detailed guide for using English effectively day to day, like in a restaurant.
Right.
And then it expands out to understanding these really crucial environmental concepts. So the goal here is to give you, the learner, knowledge you can actually use, not just words, but the why and how behind them, confidence in speaking and clarity on sustainability.
Okay, let's jump right in with some impact. We'll start in that restaurant setting, but focus on vocabulary for potentially tricky situations. Being able to talk about danger or discomfort clearly is vital. So let's tackle two key phrases straight away. Food poisoning and allergic.
Yeah, this is crucial because they sound related, but they mean very different things. And getting it wrong could be, well, serious.
So food poisoning, that's like the general term.
Exactly. It implies the food itself was bad, maybe it wasn't stored right or cooked properly, or there was some kind of bacteria. The point is the food was contaminated.
So anyone eating it could potentially get sick. It's about the kitchen's mistake, sort of.
Precisely. A failure in safety or handling. And yeah, usually means general sickness, maybe vomiting, fever, unpleasant stuff.
But allergic, that's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Much more personal.
Totally different. And the stakes are way higher. If you're allergic, it means a specific ingredient. Could be peanuts, could be milk, shellfish. Anything triggers a specific immune response in your body.
So it's not the food's fault, in a way. It's your body's reaction to a normally harmless ingredient.
Exactly. It's a targeted medical condition.
Huh.
Someone allergic to seafood might have a life-threatening reaction, like their throat closing up from even a tiny amount. So the source material really stresses this because when you tell a server, you're not saying your kitchen might be unsafe. You're saying this specific thing could actually harm me. That needs absolute clarity, precision.
Okay, really important distinction to grasp. Let's move into part one then, dining out with confidence. So the sources make a great point. For English learners, going to a restaurant is like a live practice session.
Oh, absolutely. It's real-time speaking, listening, even picking up on cultural cues. It's much better than just memorizing lists. We're talking about fluency here, social skills.
Right, so let's build that skill set, starting with some core vocabulary. The sources highlight. Hashtag AA. Core vocabulary and descriptive language. First one, check out. You hear this all the time.
Yeah, it's super common. Basically means take a look at or go see or investigate something interesting.
Like, let's check out that new place.
Exactly. Or, hey, I heard you painted your room. I got to check it out. It's informal, shows interest, often implies a recommendation without being too forceful. Much more casual than saying, I wish to inspect it.
Definitely. Okay, what about the place itself? The word bistro comes up.
Ah, bistro. It paints a picture, doesn't it? It's generally a small, informal restaurant. Often has a kind of French feel, but not always.
And price.
That's key. The sources say moderately priced, so, not dirt cheap, but not breaking the bank either. It suggests good, reliable food in a relaxed atmosphere, less stuffy than a formal dining room.
Gotcha. And then the total opposite, almost. A hole in the wall.
Right, the beloved hole in the wall. This means a tiny place, often looks really basic, maybe even a bit run down, usually cheap, very informal.
But people recommend them. Right.
Oh, yeah. Recommending a hole in the wall is like saying, I know the real spots.
Yeah.
It's never about the fancy decor. It's always about the food being amazing or authentic. Like the best tacos in town are from this tiny little place. It shows you're in the know.
Okay. Now, talking about the food itself. Good food. The sources mention using tasty instead of delicious.
Yeah, this is a great fluency tip. Delicious is fine, of course, but sometimes it can sound a little formal or maybe a bit too strong for casual conversation.
Like you're writing a review.
Kind of, yeah. Tasty means the same thing. It's good, you like it, but it feels more relaxed, more common in everyday chat. You're much more likely to hear someone say, this is really tasty.
Good to know, but what if it's really good? Or maybe the restaurant itself, the decor, the decorations, the style is amazing.
Then you pull out the stronger words. Fantastic.
Right.
Outstanding. The service was fantastic. Honestly, the fish was outstanding. Those are your top-tier compliments. Use them when you're genuinely impressed.
Right. Okay, so we can describe the place and the food. Now, how to talk about what we want or don't want.
Crucial conversational skill. Let's start with desire. The phrase, in the mood for.
Yeah, I'm in the mood for pizza tonight.
Exactly. Or I'm not really in the mood for a heavy meal. It connects how you're feeling right now to what you want to eat or do. It's softer, more natural than just barking, I want Chinese food. It opens up the conversation.
And the flip side, saying no to lightly. Instead of, yuck, I hate Mexican food.
Please don't say that. Right. The sources suggest not all that crazy about.
Yes. This is gold for sounding polite and fluent. You know, I'm not all that crazy about seafood. It softens the rejection. You're saying it's a preference thing right now, not that the idea itself is bad or the person suggesting it is wrong.
It avoids that awkward friction.
Totally. It's about managing the social interaction smoothly. Mastering these indirect ways of speaking is a big step up in English. Hashtag tag 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 B. Making and handling recommendations. The core dialogue analysis.
Okay, so expressing what you want or don't want leads right into recommendations. Asking and giving them. If you're the one asking, keep it polite, right? Any suggestions, or what do you think?
Simple and effective, but if you're giving the recommendation, you need to sound confident. The sources highlight a couple of great phrases, especially focusing on contractions, those little shortcuts that make speech sound natural.
First one, I'd recommend giving it a try. Let's talk about I'd. Yeah, I'd is the contraction of I would. And honestly, in fast, natural speech, you almost never hear someone say the full I would recommend. It sounds a bit stiff.
So practicing I'd makes you sound more fluent.
Instantly. It makes your speech flow better. I'd definitely go there again. It's smoother.
Okay. And the second phrase for a strong recommendation.
You've got to give them a try. Or even more informally, you might hear, you gotta try it.
You've got to. Again, that contraction. And got to often sounds like gotta.
Exactly. You've got to seem really emphatic. Like this isn't just a suggestion. It's almost a command because it's that good. It implies strong enthusiasm. Non-native speakers sometimes miss these quick run-together sounds, so practicing them is key for fluency.
Right. So you make your strong recommendation. You've got to try the pasta there.
Yeah.
And then the potential problems come up.
Yeah.
The source dialogue showed 3 main ways a suggestion can get shot down.
Yeah, the 3 barriers to getting that meal. Barrier number 1, preference conflict. That's where I'm not all that crazy about Italian tonight comes in. Polite refusal based on current mood.
Barrier number 2, allergy.
Yeah.
Much more serious.
Definitely. Oh, I'd love to, but I'm actually allergic to shellfish, and they specialize in seafood. That stops the conversation right there, and it has to.
And barrier 3, previous bad experience.
Yep. No, we can't go there. I got food poisoning last time, remember? This one's interesting because it brings in personal history.
And the source material actually included a story about that, didn't it? About getting food poisoning abroad.
It did. The speaker talked about being in Morocco, getting this fresh squeezed orange juice that seemed perfectly safe,
Oh.
and then getting violently ill on a long bus trip miles from anywhere. The suspicion wasn't the oranges themselves, but maybe contaminated water used to wash them or on the equipment.
Wow, that's rough. And it highlights why clear communication is so important, right?
Absolutely. Whether it's a genuine allergy or just remembering a time a place made you incredibly sick, you need the language to state your boundary clearly and confidently. It's about safety as much as preference. You need to guide the group somewhere everyone can eat safely and happily.
Okay, let's walk through the whole restaurant experience now, step by step. From the moment you walk in, this is the practical stuff the learner needs. We need the details here.
You're right. Phase 1. Arrival and seating. You walk up to the host stand. First impressions count. A simple hello or good evening. Then the key phrase. A table for 2, please, or 3, or 4. Be clear about the number.
And then the inevitable question.
Do you have a reservation? If yes, yes, under the name, your name. If no, be ready to ask, no, we don't. Do you have anything available now? Or what's the wait time like?
And don't just stand there awkwardly if there is a wait.
Right. Ask, is there a bar where we could wait? Or could you text us when our table's ready? Knowing how to handle the wait is part of it. You might also have special requests before you sit down. It's my friend's birthday. Could we possibly get a table by the window? Or would it be possible to have a quieter table, maybe away from the kitchen noise? Asking politely often works.
Good tip. Then you get seated, and the host usually says,
Your server will be with you shortly. Standard phrase just means your waiter or waitress knows you're there and will come over soon, usually to ask about drinks first.
Okay, phase 2, menu and ordering. First step, understand the map.
Exactly. Menus have sections. Appetizers or starters, the small things before the main event. Then main courses or entrees. Side dishes, things like fries or salad that come with the main. Drinks. Desserts.
And always look for specials, right? Or sections like vegetarian or gluten-free if you need them. Knowing the layout saves time.
Definitely. Now, what if you see something weird on the menu?
Don't just guess. Ask politely. Excuse me, what exactly is the chef's surprise? Or could you tell me what ingredients are in the house pasta?
Super important, especially with allergies or dietary needs. You should also ask how things are cooked. Is this dish very spicy? Is the chicken grilled or fried? Clarity prevents disappointment.
Then the server comes back. Ready to order. Keep it simple.
Yes, I'll have the salmon, please. Or, could I please get the Caesar salad? Remember, please, it's not optional in polite English, especially when asking for service.
And this is also when you make changes, right? Modifications.
Yes, needs confidence. Could I get the burger, but without pickles, please? Or, I don't eat pork. Is it possible to substitute chicken in this dish? Be clear and polite.
And if you're just not ready, panic.
Haha, no. Just say, can we have a few more minutes, please? Totally fine and normal.
Okay. Phase 3. During the meal, the food arrives. Then the server comes back.
For the server check-in, they'll ask, how is everything tasting? Or, is everything all right here? Assuming it is a simple, yes, it's great, thank you, or very good, thanks, is perfect. It's just a polite check. But what if it's not okay? This is tricky.
Yeah, requires tact. You need to use polite corrections. Don't be aggressive. Get the server's attention calmly. Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake. I ordered the steak medium rare, and this seems well done. Or, I'm sorry, but my soup is a bit cold. Frame it calmly.
Good advice. This phase also includes simple requests. Could we get some more bread, please? May I have another napkin? Always with please.
And maybe a little small talk or compliment.
Nice touch. This sauce is really delicious. Or just, thank you, we're really enjoying our meal, it's appreciated.
One last thing for this phase. Needing to step away.
Yeah. Just a quick, excuse me, I'll be right back, to your companions or the server if needed. Good manners.
All right. Phase 4. Asking for the bill and payment. Meal's over. Time to pay up. How do you signal that?
Depends where you are. In the U.S., it's usually, could we get the check, please? In the U.K., Australia, many other places, it's, could we have the bill, please? Note the local term.
Once it arrives, quickly scan it.
Yes, definitely check for mistakes. Do it discreetly. If you see something wrong, signal the server politely. Excuse me, I think there might just be a small error on the bill here. They'll check it.
Now, the big one, tipping or gratuity.
Okay, deep breath. The sources are clear. Tax is set by the government. The tip or gratuity is extra money for the service. And in some places, like the U.S., it's absolutely standard practice because servers' base wages are often low.
So it's not really optional there.
Culturally, no, it's expected. The typical range is like 15% to 20% of the bill before tax. If you're somewhere new and unsure, just ask. Is service included, or should we leave a tip? It's better to ask than to undertip or skip it where it's expected.
Good point. Then payment methods?
Just state your preference clearly. We'll pay with cash, or do you accept Visa? I'll pay by card.
And the final hurdle, splitting the bill, if you're with friends.
Talk about it first amongst yourselves, then ask the server politely, is it possible to split the bill evenly between the four of us? Or, if it's complicated, could we pay separately for what we ordered? Be aware this can be extra work for them, so be patient and clear.
Wow. Okay, master all that, and you're pretty much set for any restaurant situation. That's a huge confidence booster.
Exactly. And that confidence, that ability to speak up clearly about your needs or preferences, it connects to our next topic. We're shifting from individual interactions to our collective impact, understanding our carbon footprint.
It's a different kind of literacy, isn't it? Moving from a menu to, well, the planet's menu of resources.
Well put. It requires informed understanding and, again, the confidence to talk about complex issues. Let's get into the language of environmental responsibility. Hashtag DD, defining the carbon footprint and key vocabulary.
Okay, first things first. What is a carbon footprint? Exactly.
Simply put, it's a measure. It's the total amount of greenhouse gases, mostly carbon dioxide, CO2, but others too that are generated by our activities.
Our activities like driving, using electricity.
All of that. Driving your car, heating your home, the flights you take, even the food you eat and the stuff you buy. It all adds up to your personal or household footprint. It measures your consumption, basically.
Now, the sources immediately bring up a conflict here. The differing views on climate change.
Yeah, the skeptic view versus the responsible view, as the material frames it.
So the skeptic side calls it mumbo-jumbo.
That's the phrase used in the source, yeah. Mumbo-jumbo basically means nonsense, meaningless talk. This viewpoint often suggests the Earth can heal itself, it's gone through cycles before, and human impact is maybe exaggerated.
And they might bring up practical issues, like needing a car if you live way out.
Exactly. They might mention living in the boonies, far from the city, out in the countryside. Makes public transport or biking impossible, so you need a car, maybe a bigger one.
Or the cost of making your home green or energy efficient.
Right. Putting in solar panels or new insulation can be really expensive, especially for older homes. These are practical economic arguments often raised.
Okay. And the other side, the responsible view.
This view looks at the broad scientific agreement that the Earth is warming and that human activity, especially since the Industrial Revolution, is a major driver. It argues that particularly in developed nations, we live, well, irresponsibly in terms of resource use.
Which leads us straight to sustainability. What does that really mean in this context?
It's more than just keeping things going. True sustainability involves thinking about the future. It's about meeting our needs today without messing things up so badly that future generations can't meet their needs.
So driving a huge SUV might meet my need for transport today.
But it uses up finite oil and adds CO2 that harms the climate for people down the line. That's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Sustainable development tries to balance economic needs, social needs, and environmental protection.
And sometimes achieving that balance requires drastic changes.
That word comes up. Drastic means sudden, severe. And yeah, some proposed policies sound drastic, which can scare people. But the sources also hint that individual actions don't always need to be drastic. Understanding where your impact comes from lets you make smaller, consistent changes. ###E, sources of the carbon footprint.
Okay, let's break down those sources. Where does our footprint actually come from? The sources list 4 main areas.
Right. First up, transportation, pretty obvious one. Burning gasoline or diesel in cars, trucks, buses, trains. It all releases CO2.
And flying is particularly bad.
Yeah, air travel has a high footprint per person, especially long haul. Burning jet fuel high in the atmosphere might even have a slightly stronger warming effect, some studies suggest. The sheer volume of fuel used is enormous.
Okay, second source.
Energy use at home and work. The electricity we use for lights, heating, air conditioning, all our appliances. If that electricity comes from burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, natural gas, that's a big chunk of the footprint.
Doesn't matter which fossil fuel.
Oh, definitely. Burning coal releases way more CO2 per unit of energy than burning natural gas, for instance. So the source of your electricity matters a lot.
And it's not just using things, right? It's making them too.
Exactly. That's the idea of embodied energy. Think about like a plastic toy. Its footprint isn't just the electricity it might use. It's the energy used to drill the oil, ship it, make the plastic, mold the toy, package it, ship it again. All that energy is embodied in the final product.
Wow. Okay, third source, food production and agriculture. The sources focus on meat, especially beef. Why?
2 big reasons highlighted. First, land use. Cattle need a lot of land for grazing and for growing their feed. That often means deforestation, which is bad for the climate in itself.
And the second reason, something about cow burps.
Well, sort of. It's methane. Cows produce methane, CH4, as part of their digestion, and methane is a greenhouse gas.
But different from CO2.
Very different in its effect. This is critical. Methane doesn't last as long in the atmosphere as CO2, maybe a decade or so, versus centuries for CO2. But while it's up there, molecule for molecule, it traps much, much more heat, like 25 to 30 times more potent over 100 years.
Whoa. Okay, so reducing beef consumption has a disproportionately large short-term impact.
That's the argument, yeah. It's why shifting towards a more plant-based, sustainable diet is often highlighted as a powerful individual action.
Got it. And the final source, waste and pollution.
Everything we throw away has to go somewhere. When organic stuff, food scraps, garden waste ends up in a landfill, it decomposes without oxygen. And guess what that produces?
Methane again.
Methane again. Landfills are huge sources. Plus, manufacturing all the stuff we eventually throw away, plastics, paper, textiles, uses energy and often creates pollution during production. It's all connected. #F, practical steps for reduction. The 3 R's and beyond.
Okay, so we know where the problems lie. What about solutions? The sources start with the basics. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
The classic 3 R's. It's the fundamental mindset shift. Use less stuff, find ways to use things again, and recycle what you can't reuse.
Let's apply that to the problem areas, transportation solutions. What about people in the boonies who need a car?
Technology offers options, like hybrid vehicles. The sources mentioned the Prius as an early example. A hybrid combines a gasoline engine with an electric motor and battery.
How does that help?
It's smart about when it uses gasoline. Hybrids often use regenerative braking, capturing energy when you slow down to charge the battery. Then they can run just on the electric motor at lower speeds, like in city traffic, where gasoline engines are least efficient. The gas engine only kicks in when needed for more power or higher speed. It saves a lot of fuel.
Still uses gas, though.
Still uses gas, yes. It's a step, not a complete solution. But for those who can't go full electric or use alternatives, it's a significant improvement. And of course, the other options: carpooling, walking or biking more, using public transport when possible. Simple, but effective.
Okay. Home energy solutions. Solar panels seem like the dream solution.
They're amazing technology. Panels capture sunlight, convert it to electricity you can use or store in batteries, or even sell back to the grid sometimes. They can make a home mostly self-sufficient for power, clean energy.
But the cost.
That's the big hurdle. Very high upfront cost. You have to think about the return on investment, the ROI. Over many years, they can pay for themselves by eliminating your electricity bill, but not everyone can afford that initial outlay.
What about lower tech options? The sources mentioned rain barrels.
Yes, I love this one. So simple. It's just a big barrel under your gutter's downspout to collect rainwater from your roof.
And you use that water for?
Watering the garden, washing the car,
Mm-hmm.
things where you don't need perfectly treated drinking water. It reduces your demand on the municipal water supply. And this is important because, as the sources warn, freshwater scarcity could become a huge issue, maybe even sooner than running out of oil.
Wow. So a rain barrel tackles a really fundamental resource issue.
Directly. And the sources had that cool idea. Combine a rain barrel with a solar panel system to heat the collected water. A warm shower using zero city water and zero grid energy.
Clever. Plus the everyday stuff.
Yeah.
Use less heating AC, turn off lights, unplug chargers, use energy-saving bulbs.
All those small daily habits add up significantly when lots of people do them.
Right. And finally, food and waste solutions. We talked about a sustainable diet, less meat, especially beef, more plants, maybe buying local food to cut down transportation fuel. What about the waste we do produce?
Composting is key for organic waste. Instead of sending food scraps and yard trimmings to the landfill to make methane.
You put them in a compost bin.
Exactly. Where they decompose with oxygen, turning into fantastic fertilizer mulch for your garden. It closes the loop, no landfill methane, and you get free soil enrichment.
And some places are even capturing that decomposition gas now.
Yeah, large-scale composting facilities can actually capture the gases produced, including methane, and potentially use it as biogas for heating or cooking, turning waste into energy.
That's pretty cool. And general waste reduction.
Simple things. Reusable shopping bags, reusable water bottles, reusable coffee cups, maybe even your own cutlery instead of plastic disposables.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the tech side, biodegradable.
Plastic.
Made from.
Corn oil.
Often, yeah, or other plant materials.
Right.
Unlike regular plastic that lasts for hundreds of years, this stuff is designed to break down much faster in the right conditions, like in a compost pile. It's not a magic bullet. Production still takes energy and it needs proper disposal, but it's a move away from relying solely on petroleum for plastics.
So lots of options,
Mm-hmm.
from big investments to simple daily choices. Hashtag tag outro. Okay, that was a really thorough deep dive. We went from the micro, getting your language right with contractions like at or polite phrases like not all that crazy about in a restaurant, all the way to the macro, understanding your global impact, your carbon footprint, knowing the difference between CO2 and that powerful methane, thinking about the real costs of energy and the potential of things like solar panels, or even just a simple rain barrel.
And the core thread really is confidence built on understanding. Whether you're confidently navigating a menu or confidently discussing sustainability choices, it comes from knowing the language and the concepts. Every small success, like ordering correctly or choosing to walk instead of drive, builds that practical skill.
So for you, the learner, reflect on this. Ask yourself those questions the sources imply. Was my meaning clear? Did I understand the server or the article about climate change? What new word or concept, maybe allergic versus food poisoning or the impact of methane, really clicked for me today?
And let's end with that really provocative thought the source material leaves us with. We discussed costly, complex solutions like hybrids and solar panels for our energy footprint, but it threw out that stark warning. We could face serious freshwater shortages, maybe within 50 years, potentially before we even run out of oil.
Yeah, that was sobering.
It really makes you think. If simple, ancient, low-tech solutions like a rain barrel can directly address a potential crisis involving the most essential resource for human survival, water, Why isn't that kind of basic water conservation a massive global priority, even above some of the complex energy transitions?
What's stopping us from focusing on something so fundamental?
Exactly. Is it a cultural blind spot, an economic barrier we haven't dismantled? What fundamental shift in how we see resources is needed to put something as vital and basic as water sustainability front and center?
A really important question to ponder. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into your sources.
We hope it was useful. See you next time.